What's going on, guys? Welcome to your third stimulus check update, stimulus package update, and news report for Monday, February 22nd. So the House Budget Committee will be working to finalize this $1.9 trillion stimulus package later on sometime today. They are expected to meet and have a roughly 5-hour markup phase before they send this finalized bill over to the full House for a vote later on this week. According to Politico, they are stating that the House is expected to vote on this either this coming Friday or possibly even Saturday afternoon. And we do have word that the Senate is expected to break into committees starting next week. And this was something that Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, he initially wanted to skip. He was on record saying that he would like to just vote on this $1.9 trillion stimulus package. But it doesn't look like that is going to happen, and that is actually a good thing. That is actually a very good thing, and I'm going to explain why in just a minute. Also, next week, the Senate parliamentarian is expected to rule on this $1.9 trillion House bill, and if she rules in favor of the bill, citing that this is a fair budget measure according to Senate rules, then Joe Manchin will not, and I repeat, Joe Manchin will not vote against this, and that is really good. But Democrats say they still have to get Kyrsten Sinema, who's a Democrat out of Arizona, they still have to get her on board with the $15 minimum wage provision as well. That could be a little bit tougher, but the good news as of right now is that Kyrsten Sinema will most likely not oppose a $15 federal minimum wage increase if Joe Manchin also doesn't oppose it. So what we are hearing is that if Democrats only have one person that oppose the $15 federal minimum wage increase, whether you like the bill or not, what we're hearing is that lawmakers expect Kyrsten Sinema will fold if she is the only person that is currently opposing on the Democratic side. So that is actually good news, even though I think we're going to see some pushback for the $15 minimum wage. I think it's going to, many small businesses are going to struggle. The cost of products are going to go up. But in the meantime, it's going to be difficult. But, in a few years down the road, we're going to look at this and be like, that was probably a good thing. However, right now, what I can tell you is there's going to be a lot of pushback from Republicans, and we are going to see some Democrats or more conservatives push back as well. Progressives, on the other hand, are pushing for even more. Now, on to the $200 per month that President Biden promised for people that receive Social Security. I want to address this because I know a lot of people have still been asking questions about when's it coming, what should we expect, or how do I get it? Right now, here's what we know. President Biden, yes, he did run his campaign on a promise that he would provide $200 per month in additional benefits to all Social Security recipients. However, at this time, a $200 per month provision is not in this $1.9 trillion stimulus package or relief bill. What we do know is that right now, many lawmakers are calling this package a relief bill, a relief plan, a COVID plan. They do not call it a stimulus package. They are saying that the stimulus will come in the infrastructure bill. So what we are hearing is at this time, Democrats are not pushing for $200 per month as a Social Security boost. Many expect this will come in the infrastructure bill, but the problem with that is we're still months away from seeing that actually happen. So what I can tell you is, yes, this is still something that is in the works. They are still discussing it, but we're not really hearing much publicly because it's something that will not happen in this bill. And what President Biden has stated, and he was very clear on this, he does not want to start working on the infrastructure bill until after this $1.9 trillion stimulus package or relief bill is passed. So once this bill is passed, then we could start hearing some better news regarding the Social Security boost. Also, for anybody that gets Social Security income, I receive this question quite a bit, is can I still get a $1,400 stimulus check? Am I eligible for that? And here's my answer to you is yes, you can. If you're on a fixed income, if you receive Social Security benefits, SSI, SSDI, railroad, VA benefits, anything like that. In most cases, you fall under the $75,000. I'm pretty sure if you're just getting Social Security benefits, you do not get paid over $75,000 as an individual or over $150,000 as a couple. So you can still get your $1,400 stimulus check. If you haven't received any of them, all you have to do is go to the irs.gov website. There will be a button that says Get My Payment. That's the Get My Payment portal. You can go in there, update your information, and they should be able to send out your stimulus check to whatever account you give them. If it's to a bank account, great. If it's to your home address, great. They'll send you the check there. So that's what we know right now. But and I understand people on Social Security are a little upset because they were promised something, and then it seems like President Biden just pulled the rug right out from underneath them. And yes, that honestly does feel like what is happening. However, there are talks. There are rumors out there that yes, this $200 or potential Social Security increase, and again, I don't expect it to be $200 as a flat payment. I think it's going to be brought down from there. And I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, but that's kind of what we're hearing, and that's kind of what we've been seeing, is that even though they promise something, we keep on seeing they keep pulling it back, reining in a little bit. So we'll see what happens there. But I do expect something to happen within the next probably 3 to 6 months. So, and that's not the great news, but that is something so that you can kind of understand what we're currently looking at. Also, right now, like I said, Democrats are looking at this bill as relief for COVID-related issues, not stimulus. So this is one of the reasons why some lawmakers are saying that things like Social Security boost won't come until the infrastructure bill is actually passed, which lawmakers are calling the infrastructure bill the stimulus bill. That's exactly what the Ways and Means chairman, Richard Neal, actually said just last week, that the infrastructure bill is what we need to call the stimulus package, because that is going to have more stimulus than this $1.9 trillion stimulus package, if that makes any sense. Also, for students who are still waiting to see about their student loan forgiveness, I received many questions in just the past probably week regarding this, and here's what we know. There is nothing for student loan forgiveness in this $1.9 trillion stimulus package. Yes, you still have the student loan deferral. That's still going on, so you're good there. But as far as the forgiveness of this loan, we're not hearing anything about that coming into this, or as of right now, that is in this $1.9 trillion stimulus package. However, we could see Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer come out once the bill lands in the Senate. We could see him propose a few amendments. One of them could be on student loan forgiveness. The other one could be on restaurant relief as well. But right now, we know President Biden is opposed to spending $50,000 per person for student loan forgiveness. He has stated that he would be open to $10,000 per student in student loan forgiveness, but that bill would have to come from Congress. He will not do an executive order as of right now. He could do it later on or sometime in the future if Congress cannot agree on something, but as of right now, that is not expected to happen. So, if we see Chuck Schumer propose something in the next couple of weeks, this could be one of the things that he proposes. If he does, then yes, I do expect it will take a little bit longer to get this through, because it would still have to go back to the House, and then obviously President Biden would have to sign off on it, but we could see something like this happen. If it doesn't happen now, just like with the Social Security boost, we would most likely see the student loan forgiveness happen in the next infrastructure bill, which again, we're probably about 3 to 6 months away from. So, the most interesting story out this morning actually doesn't pertain to Social Security. It doesn't even pertain to the student loan forgiveness. It actually has to do with the $1,400 stimulus checks. Here's what we're hearing. House conservatives are putting together a plan as to how they will fight back against this $1.9 trillion package. Yes, there are people that want to fight against this because they say that is just not right. They are not happy with the mixed status families getting a stimulus check. This means mixed status family, somebody has a social security number, but the spouse might have a ITIN number, and they're saying that this just isn't right. They should not be getting a stimulus check, but that's not the case. And they do not support an additional $600 million going to emergency paid family sick leave for a federal employee that already gets paid sick leave. So some conservatives are saying that they just want to go public with this knowledge, with this information, because there is some pieces of legislation within this bill that are buried that the public should know about, because the Democrats are using taxpayer dollars to pay for some of these things that most people would be very upset about. So we will see what happens there. But they do say that many people are only focused on the $1,400 stimulus checks, are only focused on $400 per week in unemployment benefits, and are only focused on child tax credits and the earned income credit. Well, of course we are. The American people are suffering. So why would they not be focused on the things that are going to provide them some relief? Do they care about school funding? Yes, of course they do. But is school funding going to provide the American people with the relief they need immediately to pay their rent, put food on the table? Absolutely not. Unless they are a school employee. But not every person in this world is a school employee. We also know that right now, yes, state and local government benefits will help. This additional funding will help many people. But is that going to provide and put more money into the pocket of somebody that is not a federal or state employee? No, it's not. And so why? Why are Republicans, why are Democrats fighting over these little things when they will not fight for the American people to put more money in the American people's pocket? We were promised $2,000 stimulus checks, and we're only getting $1,400. So they also say that, and even one Democrat who didn't want to be named, this is according to a few reports this morning, says Democrats are pushing through legislation that should not be in this bill. It has no place in a COVID relief bill, yet most people will never see it until it is too late. This is exactly what happened when the government pushed through that $1.4 trillion government funding bill plus the $900 billion stimulus package back in December. Is everybody was so focused on the $900 billion stimulus package that we didn't see that there was, millions and millions of dollars, hundreds of millions of dollars going to other countries. We didn't know there was money just going across the world to pay for gender studies. We didn't know that until it was already through. So this is what House conservatives want to unveil before it is too late. They want people to know that this is happening. We will see Democrats push through a lot of different provisions. Whether you're a Democrat or a Republican, I don't think it really matters. But if we are using our taxpayer dollars to fund other countries, to fund things that most people probably would never even care about, that's becoming an issue. So right now, I doubt anything is going to change. Whether Republicans come forward and unveil all these different provisions within the bill, I doubt anything is going to change. But the reason why Republicans are doing this is because they need to have some sort of leverage when it comes to, fighting these Democrats during the midterm elections. Again, we're about 2 years away, but they're already planning for this fight. So that is currently where things stand. And this is the hard part, is right now, there's a lot of back and forth between Republicans and Democrats, even though Republicans have absolutely no power. What we do know is Republicans are going to try to do everything they can to get in some of their own, amendments, their own provisions. However, Democrats are likely to just block every single one. We will see. So right now, we are getting closer to seeing this stimulus package get passed. We will most likely, according to all reports, we will most likely see this pass within the next few weeks. However, some are saying that the Senate could take a little bit longer. We may see this take an extra week. We might not see this bill pass until probably the week of March, 15th, 16th, somewhere around there. And if that's the case, we will most likely see stimulus checks either the end of March or possibly the first week of April. So that's what we're hearing. But as always, as we get more information on this stimulus package, as we get more information on possibly the next infrastructure bill, I promise to keep you updated on everything that we're hearing. So again, thank you guys for watching. Have a wonderful Monday, and I'll see you guys on the next one.